Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today is the update for my project Pan Those Eyeshadows, which is just rolling over into the new year. I've decided to not do a finale and then film an intro because I'm enjoying this project as is. I am gonna have some minor changes, but for the most part it's gonna be the same. I am gonna have 6 eyeshadows to work on and I'm gonna try to hit pan in them. I am using the list with prompts that Makeup with Laney made. Everything will be linked down below. Let's check out my eyeshadows. Okay, so I'm starting with the shadow that rolled over from last update. And that was for the prompt Any Matte Yellow. And I was working on a shade out of my Beauty Bay Tropical palette. I was working on the shade Blonde. And Blonde is here in the corner. And hopefully you can see a very tiny pan. Now you might have seen spoilers of this pan in my Q4 of 2023 pans, because I did hit this pan in 2023, so I mentioned it in there. Sorry if that spoiled it for you, but I'm very happy that I have hit pan. It was a very tiny pan in that video. I did expand it a little bit. Previously, I had used that shadow 13 times and I've used it 10 more times for it to look the way it does now. I have also used it today in the inner part of my crease. I don't know if you can tell. That's mainly where I've been using this, in my crease. And also I would sometimes put it on the inner part of my lower lash line. Really enjoy the shadow. I'm happy that I got a pan, but sort of sad that it is rolling out. But oh well, that's the goal of this project, right? So this is rolling out. And then all of the other shades were rolled in last month. The first one was for the prompt Any Matte, and I rolled in the shade Cognac from Glam Shop. And it is a single. This is a matte brown. It is a very purpley red toned brown. I wanted to use all of these shadows that I'm working on in a look today, and I forgot about this one, so I put it in my brows. I don't know what I need to think of that. I feel like it's very red, which is doable now that my hair is like a darker brown red. Like it's not the worst match, but I feel like it's very red undertoned. And I'm struggling using this one because of that. Because I feel like it sort of throws off my looks when I use it as like a liner or something. I thought all of my other shadows were rolled in last time, but I think that is a lie. So this shade I have used 3 times previously, and I've used it 5 more times, so we're at a total of 8. I'm gonna continue to use this because I'm pretty sure I can hit pan by the next update, even though it's not my favorite, but I'll try my best. Next, I have the shade Eucalyptus from my Beauty Bay Earthy palette for the prompt starts with E. And this is what Eucalyptus looks like today. You can see where I dip my brush. You can sort of see disturbance on the imprint, but it's not a dip yet. So I used Eucalyptus 3 times previously, and I've used it 7 times this month. So we're at a total of 10. I'm gonna leave it in for another month because I do quite enjoy using it. And my project Level Up palette for level 1 kind of matches with this shadow. So I feel like I can get some more use out of it and potentially hit pan. I'm wearing it today in my outer corner. Then I have two shadows out of my Computer Shop Serpent palette. I have one for the prompt starts with A, and I have one for the prompt starts with D. So the first one, let's just do the first one because that one is more exciting. The shadow Duality that I rolled in for the prompt starts with D. As you can see, I was able to hit pan in the shadow. Now this one I'm not wearing today. It is a very stunning brown to red to blue. I have been using that as a one and done shadow and it worked so nicely. It is whose phone is that? Wait a minute. It was my husband's work phone. Okay, wow, we didn't know that that sounded like that. Clearly he isn't working, so stop calling him. Stupid. Where was I? Okay, yeah, the shade Duality. It is a softer formula, so it was a little bit easier to hit pan in. I have previously used that 5 times and I've used it 6 more times to be able to hit pan in it. And then the other shade that is in here is the shade Antidote. And Antidote is right here. This palette still amazes me when I hold it up to the camera. I see a completely different color than when I look at it in person. But anyway, this is Antidote. I'm wearing that on the outer part of the lid today as well. It is sort of an army green, but it flips to red, as you can see very clearly. This one is a very different formula, not as soft, so it looks like I have not touched it at all. I have previously used it 3 times and I've now used it 5 more times, so we're at a total of 8. Now, previously my rules were leave a shadow in for at least 2 months and use it at least 15 times. This year, I want to give myself the freedom to roll it out whenever I feel like rolling it out. I do want to keep it in for at least 2 months so that I can get a feel for it, but I'm not loving the idea of doing usage goals anymore. I feel like I know very well if I give myself 2 months to use a shadow and I don't, or I stop enjoying it, then I'm gonna not like love using it for the X amount of times that I need to in order to hit the 15 uses. So what I'm trying to say is I'm gonna change that rule. I won't do usage goals. Just give myself 2 months to play with it, to get a feel for it, and if I feel like I stop enjoying it, I don't get to do a variation of looks with it, or it just starts to bore me, I can roll it out. Again, the prompt will stay in the wheel, which is another one of my goals, to hit pan on a shadow for each of the prompts that was in Laney's list. So the prompt will stay in and I will just roll a new prompt with the following update. But you know, that's where I stand. Again, this shadow is stunning. I really enjoyed using it, but I feel like I just do this look over and over and it's starting to annoy me. I need to step away from it. So I'm rolling this palette out. I'm rolling Duality out. The prompt is completed and Antidote is rolling out, but the prompt is staying in. And then the last shadow is the one that rolled in last time, and it was starts with letter P. It comes from my Lethal Cosmetics 1UP palette, and it is the shade Power Up. And Power Up is right there. This is a green. It is more of a bluey green. I had hoped that this was a dark green that I could use as a liner. I have used it as a liner today. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it. I mostly focused it on the outer part. it is very blue and it also sort of stains my eyes, so I'm not loving it. I've used it 3 times in the last month, but I'm gonna leave it in for another month because I want to hit that 2 months usage, and we shall see what happens. So I'm rolling 2 eyeshadows out with pan and 1 without pan. So I'm gonna roll 3 new prompts. Oh my gosh, my battery's flashing at me. So I'm gonna try to do this quick, because if I have to wait for it to recharge, it's gonna be dark outside. Great, a ColourPop matte. Oh no. Shadow that starts with G. And an indie shadow. Okay, great. I'm gonna find them and I'll be right back. All right, let me speed through this. It also starts to rain, so it's dark right now. Very dark. First up, a ColourPop matte. I'm gonna make this as easy as I can for myself. I'm gonna roll in this shade, Bare to Wear, from my new Mood palette. This is just a transition shadow. That won't be very special, but it's whatever. I can work on that. Am I gonna hit pan on that? Probably not, but I'm gonna roll it in. Then for starts with G. Honestly, I found 2 shadows that started with G. I'm pretty sure I have more, but I don't want to start up my laptop and check my spreadsheet. Both of them were purple, so I'm gonna roll in Good to Grow, and this comes from my Laney Gilded Tarot palette, which I've very much neglected last year, so that's a good opportunity for me to use that. That's not very purple, but maybe if I build it up. And then for an indie shadow, I'm rolling in my Peacock Feathers palette from Mica Beauty Shop. And I'm gonna go for this shadow right here, which is a green, to go with the greens that are still in this round. I don't know if I'm gonna hit pan in this, if I really want to already. But it is a stunning shadow. Okay, so here are my shadows. These ones were already in here. This is Glam Shop Cognac, Lethal Cosmetics Power Up, and Beauty Bay Eucalyptus. And then this is the shade from the Peacock palette. This is that purple from Laney, which honestly doesn't really look like a purple, but oh well. And then this is the ColourPop transition shade. We're still going strong with the greens, but I think these 2 will work together pretty nicely, and honestly this can work with anything. So I don't know what the future is going to bring for me for this project, for this round, but we shall see. I have to go now because honestly my battery is about to die. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!